I'm here at the Fort Worth Marijuana March with David Bass. He is with Texas Normal. David just came off stage from speaking. What'd you tell the crowd?
I told them that Dr. King said there's two kinds of laws in this world. He said this in his letter from Birmingham jail. He said there are just laws and there are unjust laws. And Dr. King said an unjust law is no law at all. And so we who use cannabis in Texas are going to keep using cannabis. The drug war did not stop us. It never will stop us because we understand that cannabis is safer than alcohol. We understand that Texas arrests over 70,000 citizens every year, and we do not believe that is just. And we're going to keep working until our legislators change the law.
Now, as a veteran, how do you think things will work out with veterans putting extra pressure on the legislature this session?
In Texas Normal, 3 years ago, we made a concerted effort to recruit veterans to the movement. When I joined Texas Normal, I thought I was the only person who had discovered that medical cannabis can take the place of narcotic pain meds and psychotropic drugs. And I wanted to tell everybody about that. Well, when I joined Texas Normal, I started meeting dozens and now hundreds of veterans, and I know there are thousands of veterans across the state of Texas who have been using cannabis for PTSD and chronic pain all the way back to the Korean War. But we all have to stay hid and buy it off the black market because it's against the law in Texas. And so with veterans stepping up and saying, look, I served in Iraq, I served in Vietnam, I risked my life for my country, I'm 60% or 100% disabled, I use cannabis instead of these dangerous narcotics and psychotropic drugs with terrible side effects. When veterans look a legislator in the eye and tell him that, he's not looking at, some guy that's just sitting on his couch eating Cheetos all day. He's looking at a man or woman who served their country. And so I do not understand how any legislator in the state of Texas can listen to a veteran who says that cannabis helps his PTSD and chronic pain and then say, no, you can't use that. You use those narcotics. You take those psychotropic drugs, but you will not use cannabis. Even though the veteran's sitting there telling him cannabis is better than these pharmaceutical drugs. I don't understand it. But with more and more veterans joining the movement, I think we will finally convince the majority of our legislators to let us use cannabis as a medicine in Texas.
And speaking of Texas Normal, they'll be having a global marijuana march of their own in Austin later this week, actually next weekend. What can you tell me about that?
We're going to meet at 11:30 at Austin City Hall. And we're going to march from City Hall up to the state capitol, and we're going to have a rally on the steps of the capitol with great music and great speakers, and we're going to tell the entire city of Austin and the entire state of Texas that we want marijuana laws to be changed in the state of Texas. So I hope everybody can join us. We're having a great march today in Dallas-Fort Worth. Houston is having a march. Austin is going to have a march. There's a couple of other cities having a march. Please come join us next weekend in Austin.
And that'll be on May 9th. What would you say that the effect of having such a march during a legislative session will have on legislators?
We've appealed to the media. We've sent out our press release, and we hope the media is there to cover us. And we hope that our legislators will see the media coverage, see all these citizens out here in front of the Capitol, and they will listen to us, listen to the people of Texas.
All right, well, thank you, David Bass.
Thank you, man.